Okay, I'd now like to move on to the induction of John Graham. And I'm going to call on Jim McGugan, who's taken a lot of
Abuse?
A lot of abuse today for me. But Jim's going to lay a little abuse on John.
Not at all. Well, good morning, everyone. It was my pleasure actually to have taught John in the elementary school across the street. In fact, I also taught another inductee at the elementary school across the street, and there are several people out here in the audience that I taught at the elementary school across the street. So it's my pleasure to introduce our second inductee, Mr. John Graham. Sorry, I hate these things. You know, every time I see one, I want to sing. So at least I think this is John Graham. Things have changed a bit since I had him. Of course, you can look at me and say, things have changed a bit since you taught me. So I apologize for reading this. It's just that, because when I do, I tend to ramble off on something else, and then I forget my place, and then I drop my sheets, and then I stand here stunned looking, but read it, I'm going to be. This is too important. So today we're gathering to recognize the extraordinary journey, one that expresses the spirit of creativity, resilience, and compassion. John's career began in an agreeable direction, craft brewing. With a vision that blended both art and science, he chased a dream that led him and his life partner to transform an abandoned 1878 Methodist church in Campbellford, Ontario, into what we now know as Church Key Brewery. This blank canvas blossomed into a vibrant microbrewery selling its first beer in July of 2000. But John didn't just create a business, he cultivated a community hub, offering a country setting for local artistic talent, enriching the lives of those around him. Yet John's story ranges far beyond the brewery. At the height of the pandemic in 2022, just 17 days after Russia invaded the Ukraine, John felt a rush of outrage, the same probably that we all felt, and a call to action, which is we don't all feel. While managing the challenges of COVID-19, he took an extraordinary step. He flew to Europe, he rented a van, and drove straight to the Ukrainian border to provide some humanitarian relief. Now imagine this, it's a conflict zone, and John faced the daunting task of both language and building trust with the people. But he didn't let that deter him. He set up a network to deliver supplies and transport for people fleeing the chaos to the safety of Germany and Poland. His mission grew from simply collecting clothing to prioritizing medical supplies and understanding that the lives depended on having the right resources. Thanks to the generous donations he received, John made multiple trips, ferrying cancer patients to treatment and providing rescue for those that were most vulnerable. Despite the worries, naturally, of family and friends about his safety, John's commitment only deepened. His 5 trips back to the Ukraine revealed profound needs of families caught in crisis. He wasn't just delivering supplies, he was transporting hope, aiding volunteers, and delivering essential resources to those in desperate need. John's experience not only have shaped his perspective, but perhaps ignited a commitment to apply the lessons he learned in Ukraine to help others in distress worldwide, perhaps places like Cuba, for example, where the need is most felt. Today we celebrate not just John's accomplishments in brewing, but his firm spirit to serve humanity. John's story teaches us the importance of curiosity, kindness, and taking action. His journey is a testament of what that can be achieved when we blend passion with purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and audience people, Mr. John Graham.
Thank you very much. As is a tradition in this building, I'm completely unprepared. When we came in and just looking at the case and all that, and bumped into Janet smiling, she said, possibly the most unlikely person to be standing. But then, yeah, so I'm sitting here, and then I realized we can quote Oscar Wilde. So working is the curse of the drinking class. That's my favorite Oscar Wilde quote. But I'm overwhelmed with all my family and friends that have come here today, and Mr. McGugan almost applied a fair amount of pressure to help me stand here. I do appreciate that. Teaching me across the road, as he said, he's just one of those teachers that made a difference. I remember it was a family tree project that I worked on with Uncle Harold. Helped me in a grade 7 or 8 family tree, and I got a 10 out of 10, and that was a new thing for me. My other memories over there is every time anyone went to Florida, you had to bring back bean dip. And him one Halloween looking for a tri-corner hat. You were trying to do some sort of costume, and you were networking as much as you could to pull that out. So, anyways, I won't ramble up here too long, but I want to thank my family for coming out here. I want to thank the alumni that brought me here, and my friends for coming out to see me. So, thank you so much. Thank you. I forgot to mention my lawyers.